those recommendations, suggestions for, well, to at least try to bring some improvement in a very concerning situation. You talked about following the money. We could also follow the minerals, and that's the whole issue of traceability. So, Larissa, I think you have some views on this.
Yeah, thank you again, Francois. Yeah, I do honestly think that traceability can be a powerful tool to prevent corruption, to fight corruption, but also in my experience, at least in the context of Brazil, especially if we see it as a management system, like where like government and authorities can have like a comprehensive look of what's going on in the sector. Because like when monitoring the flows of minerals, for example, is possible to create alerts, red flags, so like to orient oversight and even to plan the sector better. So basically what I'm talking about here is in Brazil, we still have to organize the house from the basics. And I see the traceability system as like a basic and a very necessary step we need to take forward, like to have a big set of data, but a big set of data that has the purpose, of course, to manage the sector. And also, which is very important, is to create a chain of responsibility, because then we have accountability. And then when we have this chain of responsibility of the actors inserting and putting the registers in the systems, it also makes the life of authorities much more easier for them to do enforcement. And of course, this traceability system will help us tremendously in increasing transparency in the sector. And I myself have a very good example of how data can be powerful in changing some structural problems. Like a few years ago, I myself did some investigation work with the data that we have available, public data. Of course, it's not the perfect one, but we do have some data. And we were able, for example, to uncover that more or less over half of Brazil's gold output was illegal. And we are also able like to pinpoint exactly who were the companies that were laundering the gold, who were like the main entry points for illegal gold into the market. And it was like fundamental for us to change and to implement some controls that we do have now in Brazil since a few years that, I mean, we are not there yet, but they were really important to fight illegal mining in Brazil. And I'm saying that just to say the transparency in data is powerful. In Brazil, we do have some data and we do have some systems, but which is a good news, because it's not that we are from zero ground here, but we need to improve it. We need more data. We need more better systems. And because of it, I truly believe you're able to implement that. I mean, we are on in the right way. And especially because in Brazil, when we look to other sectors, for example, oil and gas, electricity, like energy in general, we do have within regulators and authorities better systems for bids, better systems that are there for transparency, for example. So basically, we do have the expertise inside Brazil to make these systems better and to implement that for the mineral sectors. Because the problem, I mean, the challenge is, how can we use our own expertise that we already have in the country and bring it and to better regulate and to modernize the systems and bring it to the mineral sector, which is in the Jurassic area in Brazil. That's the problem that we have. And so I'll stop here with just like 3 takeaways that I think are important in this discussion, which is what we need then, basically, to make traceability mandatory for the mineral sector. We have some data, we have some systems, we need to improve that and make them mandatory. And accountability and also to make actors accountable, and improve data and transparency in the other systems as well as, for example, in the bidding systems and other control systems that are still very poor sometimes. And of course, to have all that, we need the National Mining Agency structure. It's not a structure, it's an agency that regulates one of the main sectors in Brazil that hasn't yet been structured. It lacks resources that are ensured by law. It lacks human resources. And I think we are having good discussions about it in Brazil, but we need to implement.
Thank you very much, Larissa. And we understand that not only in Brazil, number of actors are still in the Jurassic era, but we are in the digital era. So that those big data, we have the tools to analyze them. So thank you very much.